Assalamu alaikum. My name is Tahir Hussain and today we are going to discuss some calculation for the cooling towers. So in this video we will see the cooling tower calculation one by one. First we will discuss the cycle of concentration. The cycle of concentration is a dimensionless number. It is a ratio between parameter in cooling water to the parameter in makeup water. It can be calculated from any of the following formula. Cycle of concentration we can calculate like silica in cooling water. Cooling water means circulation water which is circulating in the cooling tower. Silica in makeup water. Makeup water which we are supplying to the cooling tower because of the shortage of the water. Or we can calculate calcium hardness in the cooling or circulation water of cooling water or calcium hardness in makeup water. Similarly, conductivity of cooling water, and these are some formula to calculate the cycle of concentrations. The cycle of concentration normally varies from 3 to 7 depending on the process design and manufacturing guideline. In some large power plants, concentration cycle of the cooling tower may be much higher. Dissolved solid calcium, magnesium chloride and silica. There are 4 ways water leaves cooling tower and leaves solid on deck. First I will explain what is the cycle of concentration. When the water is evaporate or water is leave the cooling tower by drift, by blow down or some leakage, so there is some solid particles like calcium, silica, magnesium are they are not evaporating, they are remaining in the cooling tower basin. So when the makeup water is coming into the cooling tower basin, so the solid particle what is available in the makeup water and what were available in the basin already, this is together and increasing the quantity of the solid particles. That is why the hardness of the water for the circulation water is increasing. So first we will see now there is 4 ways water leaves cooling tower and leaves solid on deck. The first is evaporation. In case of evaporation, transfer heat from cooling water system to environment. When water evaporate from the tower, dissolved solids such as calcium, magnesium chloride and silica remain in the recirculation water. As more water evaporate, the concentration of dissolved solid increase. Second, drift. A small quantity of water may be carried from the tower as mist or small droplet. Drift loss is small as compared to evaporation and blow down losses. Blow down. The concentration of dissolved is controlled by removing a portion of the high concentrated water. Blow down means when the concentration of the solid particle increase, so we blow down the water from the basin and make the fresh water, makeup water. So that this solid particle quantity will be, concentration will be decreased in the basin. The next is basin leak or some overflow or some valve leakage is also making the shortage of the water in the cooling tower. The formula for the cycle of concentration is mineral TDS tower water means circulation water, TDS yani hardness of the water and the mineral which is coming with the makeup water. So this is a ratio of cycle of concentration. Actually it is the ratio of the how much the hardness in the cooling tower water and how much the hardness in the makeup water. This is the ratio of the cycle of concentration. When water evaporates, it leaves its solid behind. If you completely if you see one example, for example this is one of the basin. If we completely evaporate, if the 100% water evaporate a sample of water and then refill the container with the same water, the mineral content will be double. This is called cycling up. For example, we have this one basin and there is a water and 100% water evaporate and this water leave the solid particle here. If we fill this basin again with makeup water, so there is some solid particle coming with makeup water and there is solid particle which is already available in the basin. So it is called the one cycle. So now the solid particle will be increased. This key is controlling the cooling tower cycle of concentration. The terminology cycle of concentration is merely a comparison between the level of solids of the recirculating cooling water versus the level of solid of the original raw makeup water. Thus, if the circulating water has 4 times the solid concentration than the makeup water, then the cycle of concentration are 4. We will see how it is 4 in the next example. For example, we have this one cooling tower. When the water is evaporate, there is a solid particle remaining here, and the makeup water again is coming here to keep the balance flow, the circulation water, to keep the recirculation water flow quantity. This is the 2 cycle tower mean. In 1 cycle mean, there is water evaporate and the makeup water came, and when the water evaporate water is leaving some solid particle here, you can see in the figure, and the makeup water also bringing solid particle with makeup water. So the solid particle will be double. Here 2 cycle mean, there is already available the solid particle in first situation, and then again water is evaporate, and again makeup water is coming to fill the cooling tower basin. So here will be more solid particle here, then more, and here will be more. Most cooling tower will operate up to 4 or 6 cycle of concentration. So you can see this is the 4th cycle, yani 4 times we fill the cooling tower basin with the makeup water. So the concentration of the solid particle is increased as compared to makeup water solid particle concentration. So as I said, operate find up to 4 to 6 cycle of concentration, meaning that they can successfully operate with up to 4 or 6 times the amount of dissolved solid that was in the original makeup water. This, however, will depend on a few other variables, including the quality of the water in your area and the chemical treatment plant you have chosen. So this is the cycle of concentration. It is very important to keep the eyes on the cycle of concentration, how much the solid particle increase in the circulation water, because if it will increase more and more, so it will make the scaling and other biological problem for the water circulation. We will see now one example. For example, we have the makeup water. There is calcium 55, magnesium in the makeup water is 10 parts per million. So total hardness of water in the makeup water is 65. Now we will see the cooling tower water. This is the makeup water. We suppose there is calcium, magnesium of this quantity. The calcium in the cooling water, circulation water is 210, magnesium is 60. When we will make the summation, total is 270. So what is the formula of cycle of concentration? Hardness of the water in the circulation of cooling tower and hardness of the makeup water. So how much the here? So 270, and here total was 65. When we divide, the ratio is coming 4.1. So this was the example for the cycle of how to calculate the cycle of concentration. Now we will see the drift. From a cooling tower, water loss due to a liquid droplet entrained in the exhaust air. In every cooling tower, there is a loss of water to the environment due to the evaporative cooling process. Drift eliminators are designed to capture large water droplets caught in the cooling tower air stream. The eliminator prevents the water droplet and mist from escaping the cooling tower. Eliminators do this by causing the droplet to change direction and lose velocity at impact on the blade wall and fall back into the tower. So these are the drift losses. These are the eliminators which protect to reduce the drift losses, and the water is some mist or the water particle is going with the air. So there is a losses of the water by drift also. Drift losses may be assumed to be 0.3 to 1% of circulation water for a natural draft cooling tower, 0.1 to 0.3% of circulation water for a induced draft cooling tower, about 0.01% or less of circulation water if the cooling tower has windage drift eliminator. Drift eliminator assembly constructed of plastic, cement board, wood or other material that minimize the entrained water moisture from the discharge air. Generally, in cooling tower, drift loss is 0.02% of cooling tower circulation water. The next is blow down. The process of cooling water circulates the cooling tower. Part of water evaporates, thereby increasing the solid per unit volume of solution. Also, the amount of material dissolved in a unit volume of solution. As we discussed the cycle of concentration, this is related to the cycle of concentration also. The control To control the cycle of concentration, blow down or draw off is given. Blow down can be calculated from the formula. This is the blow down formula. E mean the evaporation rate in the cubic meter per hour. The cycle of concentration, as we seen the how to calculate. So we will see now one example for the blow down also. Any water source has various levels of dissolved and suspended solid. This can result in many problems in the cooling tower such as corrosion, scaling, fouling and microbiological growth. All these problems have an effect on performance and maintenance. In order to protect the efficiency and life expectancy of components, part of the concentrated water need to be discharged. The purge water is called blow down. As we see in this picture, this is the blow down. When there is a more solid particle gathering in the basin, so what we are doing, we are taking the discharge of the water so that the solid particle will go out and we will make the makeup water so that the hardness of the water will be remain. We can control the hardness of the water to get the more efficiency of the cooling tower. Cooling tower blow down is a difficult steam to treat. A combination of technologies is required to get a stable operation. One of the most efficient used techniques is reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis membranes are used to separate dissolved ions and produce a high quality permeate. Required pre-treatment includes filtration, softening, pH adjustment and ion exchange. We will see when the water is going, this is the basin of the cooling tower, and when we are making the blow down, we are discharging the water. This is the RO system. It is again making the good pH adjustment, softening of the water and again giving to the makeup water. So we can save the water. We don't want to lose the water, so we can make also one of this technique to save the water. So we will see in one example. Suppose we have the evaporation loss 2.4 cubic meter per hour. Cycle of concentration is 2.5. How we will calculate the blow down loss, as we see in the formula. This is the formula. Evaporation loss, cycle of concentration minus 1. So we will put now the value in the formulas. This is the evaporation loss. This is the cycle of concentration minus 1. So answer is coming 1.6 cubic meter per hour. Means we need to give 1.6 cubic meter blow down in cooling tower in each hour. As per this calculation, we have to make the blow down 1.6 cubic meter of water in each hour. So next we will see the evaporation losses. In the process of cooling tower system, water evaporates from the circulation water into the atmosphere. It is calculated on the basis of the heat balance around the cooling tower. So this is one of the formula also. C is the circulation of the water. This is the latent heat of vaporization of water. Ti or T, this is the temperature difference from tower top to the tower bottom, mean high temperature and the discharge temperature. You can say this is the range of the temperature. Cp is the specific heat of water and E is the evaporation loss. As a thumb rule, if a cooling tower rejects heat 10 lakhs kilocalorie, evaporation loss in cooling tower will be 1.8 cubic meter. This is the thumb rule, one of the thumb rule. If the cooling tower rejects heat, such as heat 10 lakh kilocalorie, evaporation loss in cooling tower will be 1.8. Alternatively, there is another formula. We can see this evaporation loss formula. 0.00085 multiply 1.8 circulation rate in cubic meter per hour and temperature difference mean the range temperature. We will see now example also evaporation loss. For example, the water flow in cooling tower. This is the circulation water 200 cubic meter per hour. Cooling water inlet temperature 38, cooling water outlet temperature 30. The temperature difference will be 8 degrees centigrade. So how we will calculate the evaporation loss? The same formula, just we put the values here. 0.00085, 1.8, 200 is the circulation of water, 8 is the temperature difference, 2.4 cubic meter per hour. Means in 1 hour, water loss in cooling tower will be 2.4 cubic meter. So this we see how to calculate the evaporation loss. Now we will see the makeup water. Cooling tower mass balance gives an indication about makeup water requirement in the system. Makeup water added to the circulation water in cooling tower system to replace water loss by evaporation, blowdown, drift and other leakages. So the formula of the makeup water is the total water loss, mean drift losses plus evaporation losses plus blowdown losses. If we will add all of these losses, so we can calculate the makeup water losses. We will see now one example also how to calculate the makeup water loss. Suppose we have the water flow in cooling tower 200 cubic meter per hour, evaporation loss in cooling tower 2.4 cubic meter per hour, blow down loss in cooling tower 6 cubic meter per hour, drift losses as we said before, normally we are taking the 0.02% of the circulation water. So what is the circulation water? 200, so it will come 0.04 cubic meter per hour. So makeup water, how we will calculate? Just we add of these three values, so it will come the makeup water. This figure is showing that in 1 hour we have to fill the basin 8.44 cubic meter if the condition is like this, if the losses is like this. Now we will see the specific, our last item, calculation, specific water consumption in cooling tower. Water is essential and one of the key input requirement for thermal power generation among many uses of the water cooling tower, which consume more than 80% input water for makeup. Cooling tower works on evaporative cooling methodology, requires significant quantity of makeup water to compensate for losses associated with evaporation, drift and blow down. We will see how much water consumption in cooling tower for power plant against each megawatt generation. The formula for specific water consumption is evaporation load plus blow down loss divided by total power generation in megawatt. Suppose we have the evaporation loss 1000 cubic meter per hour, blow down loss 500 cubic meter per hour, and power generation is 500 megawatt per hour. So how we will calculate specific water consumption? Same this formula, we will put the evaporation load, then blow down loss and divide by megawatt power. How much? 500. So answer will come 3 cubic meter per megawatt. So in cooling tower, each megawatt power generation, water consumption in 1 hour will be 3 cubic meter. So this is the specific water consumption in cooling tower. We will see the how we will make the cooling tower hookups. This is the cooling tower. This is the water in. This is the strainer, gate valve, balancing valve, thermometer, flexible connector, and this is water out, gate valve, thermometer. This is the float valve for the makeup line. This is the gate valve. This is our drain line. This is the overflow line. If the drain valve has some problem, so water will be overflow and it is connected to the drain point. And this is our blow down, and this is the gate valve. This is some of the hookup connection for the cooling tower. I hope you will like this video. Thank you very much.